In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between gross profit and net profit, how to calculate the two, and why they matter so much when it comes to growing your agency. If you don't have much profit, you're not going to be able to grow nearly as fast. Let's get into the math. Let's calculate your agency's gross profit and net profit. These are two super important metrics for you to know because they help you determine the actions that you take to get more profit in the business, or simply determine where can you spend more or where should you not be spending as much. So let's take an example of an agency that's at $20K in revenue. $20K obviously isn't super high, but this is the point where agencies need to start thinking about this stuff. If your revenue is $20K and your team costs you $4K, your gross profit is $16K. Gross profit is simply the revenue minus the cost to deliver. Now, that's good to know, but it doesn't include a lot of other things, and you can't just go ahead and pay yourself. So the other thing we need to understand is what our other expenses are. So let's say you're paying for a car and you're paying for your cell phone bill and you're paying for some other stuff. And so your expenses, other expenses, line up to $5K. So in order to get our net profit, what we need to do is then subtract that number from the gross profit. And so our net profit is $11K, as you can see here. So the thing we need to take into account here as well, though, is that $11K is actually not a great view into your company's actual profitability because we're not taking into account what you're paying yourself. So let's say revenue is $20K and your team outside of you costs $4K, but you're paying yourself another $8K. So in that case, our gross profit is actually $8K as well. So 20K minus 12 is 8K. And then we still have our 5K of expenses. And so our actual net profit is 3K. That becomes the number that you can then pay yourself above and beyond what you're also paying yourself to deliver. So this is a very common view into an agency. You're at about 60% delivery right here. Ideally, we're going to want that to be like max 25, 30%, including you as we get you increasingly out of delivery. But this is very, very normal and you'd still have some profit. The only problem is we only have 3K worth of profit here. The lower we can get that overall delivery percentage, the more profit we're going to have, which lets us invest more into marketing. The reason why a lot of agencies don't grow is because they don't have enough free cash flow in order to then spend on marketing, in order to then weather the length of a sales cycle. So the longer sales cycle is, the faster this cash is going to go out, the longer it's going to take to get back. So this is why cash flow really matters. So these are the numbers. This is how we calculate gross profit and net profit in an agency. Hope that helps you out. Leave any comments below. I'd love to answer them for you.